tree roots, the big trees, they're so heavy
Yeah.
they can't hold themselves in the ground anymore and they fall over. And it happens
Yeah.
here. We've had that happen here many times. We had a 100-year-old tree come into our house during one hurricane.
But Kim, I got your point. But my what I'm trying to say is that I saw a couple of trees falling down, but today I saw like 15, 20 trees falling down together. So if you go to a garden, you will find all trees are at the ground level, which I've never saw earlier, basically.
Wow.
And that happened due to the
Jeez.
hailstorm which happened. So maybe I don't know. Maybe I hope it's for good. But Grand, let's come back to the show. So I'll just play the teaser what we'll be doing tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. EST. So here's the teaser. So it's
Wow,
a
there you go.
show with Grant on Musical Hour on IBM TV Sunday 11:30 a.m. EST, and it's a great show. And we got a lot of great feedback around the world about your music and about the way you play the guitar and all those instruments. It was amazing to watch you live, and so all are excited to watch you again on Sunday, and hopefully, everyone will join you live because some people are because of the time zones they watch recording as well. So let's see how it goes.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. So I said the first one, it's just rattle and roll through the ages, just all types of music from all types of artists, and just a little bit of information about the artist or the songwriter. And the future shows are going to be great as well. I've got a few guests lined up, South African musicians and artists over here who will be doing basically cover songs that everybody around the world knows. So we're really looking forward to it, and got some really nice guests lined up in the next couple of shows.
Great.
Mm.
In fact, we also wanted to create an anthem for global viewers on IBM TV, which will
Yes.
teach how to greet because handshaking is not a good option now. So we have different ways of greeting around the world. So we can create
Yes.
an anthem for our audience and for IBM TV. So music will be done by Grant, and then we have a lot of actors and actresses around the world helping us to record that video. So we can produce that whenever it's possible.
Fantastic. That'll be great, man. That's going to really be good. Now, I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to the show, and hope everyone's going to enjoy it. As I say, we've said, send requests, send comments, but the requests are great. People say, what about this artist or this writer or whatever, and we'll try and do it. We'll fit in as many as people want us to. So, we'll try our best.
Great. So, to come back to cricket, Grant, how do you follow cricket?
Just say again, I lost you there for 1 second.
Do you follow cricket in South Africa?
Yes. Big, very big. It's
Very
big,
big.
like you say. I said to you in the first show that we did. South Africa was meant to be in India right now, playing the Test series and the One Day and the T20, and it's a pity that this whole thing did. But I'm sure they're probably going to reschedule that tour very soon, and I think it's going to be a really good one because they're two great cricket sides of the world, and they enjoy playing against each other, which I think is fantastic. There's always a good banter and there's a good sportsmanship between the two teams. And we were really looking forward to the India tour from South Africa's point of view. The fans were really looking forward to it because it's just such a great team. And, our team's been through dips and troughs and we've had some bad things. And now we come back nicely. We've got Mark Boucher as our coach. And as you all know, Mark is one of the most favorite wicket keepers and batsmen ever in world cricket. And he's our coach now. And but we've got a great affinity with South Africa's got a great affinity with Indian cricket. One of our greats, Gary Kirsten, was the Indian coach for a while. So, and he took them to win the World Cup. So,
and Jonty Rhodes as well in India. He's almost living in India now.
That's correct. That's correct. That's
and
correct.
Jonty Rhodes' daughter name is India. I mean, I don't know son or daughter. Someone name is India.
That's correct. Yes, absolutely. And I think the great thing that you got in India is your the Super League is fantastic. I love that Super League. It's just such exciting cricket, and the nice thing about it is you get all the top players from all over the world playing together in one team. You know, so it's very, very competitive. Yeah.
And IPL is one of the biggest league around the world, not in terms of cricket but general sports. It's one of the biggest. I mean, I'm sure that we will be able to. Compare with NBA and NFL in future, but it's one of the popular leagues around the world right now.
I love it, and I love watching it.
There are a lot of South Africans. They live in India for around 4 to 5 months every year just to play that league and to follow cricket in India.
Yes, that's great, man. That's fantastic. I can't wait for this whole thing just to go away so we can get back to normal, and hopefully this is going to carry on after this.
Oh, of course, we're not going anywhere. We finally what this did was push us faster. We already had this in plan, and we're in the process of pulling together. No, this is going forward. This is never leaving. So we just hope that you stay and want to continue growing.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Oh, I just love the whole concept of it. Is so great, Kimberly, and you guys are doing. You and Ankit are doing such a wonderful job, and we've got a lot of years in South Africa now. You know, as you know how what we call over here the bush telegraph goes. You send a link to one person and they send it to 10. Now all of a sudden there's this big rollover. Say, a big South African audience, obviously from Alexandra doing her show as well. Yeah. So it's picked up. So we've got a very, very big South African following, which is really great.
Oh, I'm just so impressed with not just that, but your professionalism and how well you guys you're there. You show up, you're there, you get in, and your music is just fabulous. I had so much fun listening to you last week. And look at your studio and how clean it is. I'm just saying, I've been in a lot of, I'm going to show you one day. I will show you my studios that I've been in and recording, and they're not that clean. So I would definitely, so maybe.
Yeah, this is my workspace, and I love my workspace. I mean, I'm so fortunate that when this all happened, we've got quite a big house, and Sharon and I sort of managed to, because we got a big property, we managed to move the studio in here long before. I mean, it's been here for 2 years, so it's just such a fantastic thing. Even though we can't go out or anything, I carry on working, which is nice, and it's. I'll just say to Sharon, I'm going to work now. I'll see you later. And I'll go down 10 stairs and I'm at work, you know.
I love that. I mean, well, I've been doing that for 30 years, though. That's been my life for 30 years because I helped build the backbone internet so that we could work from home. So I looked at my boss and I said, this is what I told my boss. So if we built it for Rochester and we built it for these guys, and I think I can use it too.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. So I need to ask you, Kimberly, what's your favorite music? Your favorite genre of music?
I don't have a favorite. This is what I tell people. It's a mood. It is just a mood. But you captured my mood the other day. And when you played Brown Eyed Girl, that was just like as if you read my mind for my sister. Well, I'm not brown eyes, my sister is, but we're very, very close, and it was as if I requested it for you. So everything that you played was music I've always loved. So
okay, great, man. Yeah. So what we're going to try, what I'm trying to do now with the show, and I think it's really going to work nice. And as I say, be nice to get. I said to Ankit, if we can get a lot of comments and requests from the audience. I can't sing every song, but I'll try and do one. The nice thing is you'll have a certain artist that's got a catalog of 50 famous songs. I'm sure out of those one I could do one of them. And then Our first guest on the show next week will be a young South African artist called Gavin Hayes. And Gavin works with us at the studio as a composer and as an artist and a singer and a musician. And he's toured the world. He's worked on all the top cruise liners all over the world in big production shows. So we're going to feature Gavin next week, which is great.
Awesome.
And he lives about 2 miles down the road, which is great. So I'm just going to do a video link and we'll put the show together, and that will be the one for next week. So we've got some great guys that are going to be on the show. And just so that you guys from all around the world can sort of see what type of music we do, it is a worldwide type. It's the same type of stuff you listen to in America. I'm sure in India, a lot of people listen to Western music. And so I think I've always said music is such a universal language. It brings everybody together. And so we're looking forward to it. It'll just be nice for you guys to see how us as South Africans interpret music.
There we go.
So, Grant,
I enjoyed it.
So, Grant, when we talk about cricket, what's the cricket anthem in South Africa?
Yes.
What's the what?
Do you have any cricket anthem in South Africa? Any cricket music which you follow while you're playing cricket?
Like music for cricket?
Not really. They've got at all the big games. I think the same as in India. Always have during overs they play that. You sort of find a certain theme song for the team that's touring. Will have a famous theme song, and the South African team will have a famous a theme song, and they'll sort of play that type of thing.
No, but in India we have a lot of songs based on cricket.
Yes,
and
yes.
different teams as well, and that we play, and also there are a lot of patriotic songs which we play while playing the game.
Yes,
and,
yes.
I would like to invite Ashok. He's from US and he's also a cricket fanatic like me, and he follows cricket and he knows the rules and everything about cricket. So
Okay.
Ashok, we have Mr. Edmond. He's a musician from South Africa and a great cricket fan. And we were discussing about rivalry between India and South Africa and how things are coping up after IPL.
Yes.
Good.
That's
That'll
nice.
be great.
Yes.
Yeah, I look forward to that, man. I really do.
We'll connect them all together. Absolutely.
Grant, have you been to any cricket stadium or have you watched any live cricket in South Africa?
I've been to a lot of games here. I live so to put it into perspective, as you would know as a cricket fan, I live in the south of Johannesburg, and our two very close cricket grounds is the famous the Wanderers cricket ground, and the other one is Centurion. So they're both about 20 minutes away. So we're very blessed with that, to be able to go to live cricket games, and we always watch it on TV if we can't make it to the game. But I love going to the games. I haven't been to a game for a while, but the live games are just going to a stadium, like you say, when we play in India or Pakistan or England, and you go there and you've got 50,000 people in the stadium watching a cricket game. It's just phenomenal, you know.
That is got to be amazing. I'm gonna go now that I got all of these and I'm learning about cricket. I'm gonna go. I'll go to a game. We'll get a group of people together. But we're excited. Tomorrow, what time are you on, Grant? What time?
I'm not too sure what time you've slotted me in from a South African point of time. I always get lost.
It's 11:30 a.m. EST. 11:30 a.m.
There we go. Well, guys, I look forward to it, and I hope that everything goes well, and we'll have a chat after the show.
Absolutely.
I'll be ready afterwards. So if there's any viewers and any comments and stuff, we'll see you straight after the show. I'll be ready to chat and have a ball.
So before Grant, you leave, I mean, I would like Ashok to comment on South African cricket, and especially how they are so fit, and that's how I think we got a lot of learning from South Africa before we also, now Indians are also as fit as South Africans.
Yes, absolutely.
I think, immediately what stuck in my mind is Jonty Rhodes, the way he set the standard for fielding. the way the South Africans,
Yeah.
even in the late 80s and 90s, as soon as they made a re-entry into the international cricket, the emphasis South Africans brought to the game was fielding. No team at that time had those type of skills. Generally back in the days, it was very much granted if you're a bowler, you're not a good fielder. That was expected.
Yes.
But a South African, except I think somebody like Alan Donald is an exception, but everybody else,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Everybody else was wonderful fielders.
That's it. And absolutely. And they were good all-rounders, hey? We had a lot of good all-rounders. I think that was the success in that era of South African cricket with John T. Rhodes. As I say, Mark Boucher, who's now our coach, who was one of the best wicket keepers in the world, but what a batsman as well. So we had a lot of good all-rounders. And I agree exactly what you say. We didn't really have that sort of a few years ago, you were either a batsman or a fielder or a bowler. But the game in general now, I think with all the main cricketing nations, is most of the players are fantastic all-rounders, as in batting, bowling. And, it's I love watching a game where you've got a tail ender coming in at number 9, and people think, well, he's going to be out, and that's the guy that wins the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. You got some of the names, Pat Simcox, Sean Pollock, Lance Klusner. They were all quality all-rounders. Like you said, somebody like Pollock might be batting at number 9, but he's well capable of scoring a Test 100.
Yeah, absolutely.
But,
one of my
favorite
very
unusual bowlers like Makhaya Nitini, and then the bowler with the other arm, I forgot the name of the
Paul Adams.
Paul Adams, yeah.
Paul Adams.
Yeah.
Also, they're very interesting people, and I think, and also I believe that because of the sporting facilities they have in South Africa, a lot of cricketers play different sports as well. Like John T. Rhodes used to play hockey, same as De Villiers, they used to play some other sports. So they are naturally fit, and that's how it's easy for them to play cricket and all. But they are very greatest cricketers ever. We remember Hansi Cronje, we remember Jack Callis, we remember the senior Pollock and Donald and all those things. And I think that there's a story about Donald, because Donald wants to play for England because South Africa didn't get the international lined up at that point of time. And I think I forgot the name of that person. He forced him to just wait because you'll be soon playing for South Africa, and the first game happened between India and South Africa.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, when we went back into
back
into the first time we went back into international cricket was against India.
Yes.
And that was the tour where Clive Rice was the captain.
Yeah.
That's we're just going back and just talking about a guy you mentioned who is a really, really great player and is a very good friend of mine is Pat Simcox.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic gentleman. Is a friend of yours.
Yes, he had to start the opening spell as an off spinner, and then he will start.
Yeah, a very big guy, very tall, 6'8", and he could bat. He could bat really well,
And around the same time, there was Craig McMillan, right? Or is it Craig McMillan? The other
McMillan,
the South African album.
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, he has those gentle medium pacers with that height that was very accurate.
Yes, that's it. And just before the COVID, there was a game. They've just set up a new tournament. I don't know if you guys know about it. It's called the Over 50s World Cup.
Yes. Yep.
And they were about to start it in Cape Town, and you had all the greats. The Pat Simcox, you had Brian McMillan, Dave Richardson, and all the British and the Indian and the Sri Lankan. They were all going to play this tournament, and it was going to be a T20, obviously because the guys are older, so they couldn't do 50 overs. But it was really, the whole tournament was set up, and they were about to start it. And I think it was about 2 weeks before the world COVID lockdown, obviously, and it got cancelled. But I'm sure they're going to bring it back. It's going to be They say it's going to be a lot like the Sevens rugby. This over 50s thing, they will tour the world and play it. It won't be a once a year tournament. They'll go around, which is going to be great.
But I think the teams.
South African cricketer ever.
Who's my favorite South African cricketer?
Yeah.
My favorite, I think, in all time would be John T. Rhodes.
Great.
Yeah.
And what about a cricketer from another country?
Sachin Tendulkar.
Okay.
He was just absolutely phenomenal as a batsman. He was just one of those, and he played till an old age. You know what I mean? Where a lot of players would be out of the game around about 32, 33. He played he was nearly 40 when he retired.
Yeah,
and
40.
He was just an absolute, what an icon of a player. Really, really fantastic. Yeah.
If I I'm sorry.
Hi. It's nice to see you again.
Are you good?
Yes, I'm saying something.
Yes. Sorry. I haven't met Alex, I guess. Hello.
Hello.
Sorry, we didn't mean to just keep going with our conversation, but
don't worry.
Yeah.
I just wanted to add one thing. I know most of the people across the world might not give him the deserving recognition or the identity that he deserves, but Gary Kirsten is a fantastic cricketer. Not only just a cricketer, but what a coach he has been around the world.
Absolutely. He's just been brilliant. He was such a great batsman and came from such a great cricketing family. Peter Kirsten.
Yeah, Peter Kirsten.
But Gary was phenomenal, and he just really shone when he was the coach for India. He took the team that were in the doldrums and took them right to the top. And he's such a gentleman and a fantastic guy as well.
So true.
And also, if I remember correctly, Kapil Dev was the first bowler who made that run out to Peter Kirsten while doing the bowling spell. You remember that game? He was at the runners and then he just caught out of the crease, and then Kapil Dev was bowling and he just run that person out. That was the first wicket happened.
Are you talking about? No, are you talking about the Mankind? No, the Mankading is the one who's Vinu Mankad, I guess, from India. He's the one who did that for first time. That's why it's named as Mankad.
Yes, that's correct.
I remember one happened with Kapil Dev and South Africa, and that was Peter Kirsten. Maybe it was some second or third, but there was no rules defined at that time. It was a one-day game, and then it started happening there.
Yeah. Yes. I remember now, but the name is sort of got me a little bit there.
But yes, I mean, I happened to meet the great Gary Kirsten in February.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, he was coaching us actually. He was coaching the coaches, so we had a session with him, and I've met a few other international cricketers, including the Indian ones, but this man, totally humble. You would never tell that he has played so much of international cricket. If you happen to just meet him, walking by or on a street, you would think he's just normal, some other person. But what a gentleman he was.
Yeah, absolutely. Really, really lovely guy. Yeah. So otherwise, how are you? Yeah, he was just even as I say, when he played for South Africa, he was just one of those. You felt comfortable knowing that Gary Kirsten was coming into bat, and but he just absolutely shone as a coach.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got the clip which I was talking about. I'll just play that clip. Can you see the clip?
Yes.
This is the most unfortunate incident. And Kapil Dev, that is the third or fourth time that he has done this. Peter Kirsten. Some players have even shown a profit on their fines.
Ah, yes.
Kirsten,
that's correct, yeah.
So natural Australia, South Africa, Adelaide, but the most he was fined for either.
Yeah.
So I was talking
yes.
about that wicket, So it was Kirsten with Kapil Dev. That's what I remember. And the decision took, I think, like maybe 3 to 4 minutes because they were not sure what to do. And then finally they given him out.
Yes, that's
the
correct.
rule book only said a non-striker supposed to be stayed behind the crease line until the ball is delivered. So that was the only rule it was there. But now the new rule is the bowler has to get into the bowler's stride before you dislocate the stumps. You cannot just run in and then go at the stumps.
Yes.
So
Yes.
today that wouldn't have been out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Great. So otherwise, how are you doing, Alexandra?
I've been good. It's been one of those long, you know what the vibe is, long weeks. And then didn't our president speak to us on Thursday? So it's been one of those weird ones where I'm looking for the weekend. Where did the weekend go? What happened to the weekend?
I think that's the biggest problem. I wake up every morning and I don't know what day it is because there's just no.
That's the reality. I do this. I have a live thing on a. I do like I'm sponsored by a makeup brand called Stage Line, and so on a Monday morning I have like a thing. I go into Instagram and we talk and I interview some girls and whatever, and sometimes guys, which is actually kind of fun. And I always say, I can't figure out if it's Sunday times 2 or if it's Wednesday. I don't know what day it is. I just don't know anymore. So yeah, it's just like it's been one of those weeks for like the past 2 months.
Yeah. It's COVID-19 syndrome. We have no idea what day it is. I mean,
no, it's crazy.
We lost our calendar, right?
Yeah. And then my sister reminded me today, so in South Africa, we've been on lockdown for 51 days, official lockdown. And that is tomorrow, 52 days. That is all of the weekends in a year. We've been on lockdown for all of the weeks. It's like been one long weekend.
Ankit and I, we were adding up. We've done about 250 hours of show.
I remember the first day was
hours, 60 days ago.
And I don't remember the dates in between because today is 16 May and yesterday was 13 March for me. The day we started.
Yeah. Wow. So because I locked down 2 weeks before.
I think Kim is having a tough time today with the internet somehow. We keep